It's Week 13 of the NFL, where we'll see this team's towering wide receiver. He should be one of his quarterback's best friends this week. We can hardly wait for the start of this one. And it comes your way next on Madden Football.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Alongside my good friend Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Omaha team entering play. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that 2nd win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the visitors from Canton, they've come in on... Two teams more than ready to get this one started. And we are underway here in Omaha. Well, now how about this return? A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And a glance at the tall signal caller, standing 6'6".
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well. Won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. 2nd down. Now Jones. And he's got his man in stride, complete. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Throwing, Jones. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Now inside the 25. And he will take it in for the touchdown. A big play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And his guys have taken a first-quarter lead. Well, they spoke about the importance of getting off to a good start, and they're on their first drive, Charles, into the end zone for the touchdown.
And what an advantage for them. They're already clicking 1 drive in, didn't need to wait to get up to full speed. We had heard about the extra time they put in with each other, trying to learn each other's skills, what they liked, the whole deal, and it paid off early in this one. I would expect them to keep firing on the next drive and keep that connection going.
And a timeout here. Timeout taken, whistles blown. Timeout taken by the receiving team. So as they talk it over, we step aside. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. They'll be led out by a man who played collegiately in College Station, their rookie quarterback from Texas A&M.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
2nd and 10. Back to throw. And he comes back with 1 complete. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. And that one too wide and incomplete. When you look at this defense against the pass, just numbers that they haven't liked. Number 30 in the league right now.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45. 3rd and 4. Looking to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 8 catches, 69 yards.
I like the performances he's put up throughout the year. That's the reason he's ranked number 9 in the league in receiving yards. In a league that throws the ball around like crazy, number 9's a good number.
It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. And the ball on the 30, here's 2nd and 4. Patterson running between the tackles and tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd down, Trent. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped him, bringing up 4th down.
They'll pass up a field goal attempt. It would have been a 45-yarder. Now they'll go for it on 4th. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Here we go on 4th down. And I don't think he got there. He did not. They stop him a yard shy. He needed 2. He only got 1. And this 11-play drive is going to lead to nothing on the scoreboard. So their first drive of the game already trailing, having given up points. A little surprised that they went for it, right? Maybe the big guy, the head coach, senses this is going to be a shootout type of a game. That they've got to match them point for point, as opposed to, hey, we'll get them later. Maybe he just has that sense, and that's why he decided to go for it there. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The numbers for him from a week ago: 14 carries, 73 yards.
And those numbers have both he and his blockers motivated this week. They saw that yardage total climbing, but stopped short of 100. Every one of them has to be driven this week to help him reach the century mark.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week, and we just saw their first one of this game.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Bishop. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 3rd down and 13.
It's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 13.
Back to throw. Jones. And that nearly intercepted. Boy, for a guy known for his hands defensively, that's a ball he probably thinks he should have come up with. But instead, it's 4th down. And they'll send out their punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't want to get to a 4th down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the 2nd level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. He'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Price. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great effort there. 63 yards. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. Just a 4-play drive that time. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. And here's the Omaha offense getting set to go now. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a 1st down. Looking to throw. Jones. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that will bring up 2nd down. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double-teamed and sometimes triple-teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
Now this one thrown away. Will we see a flag? No. They'll say there was a receiver nearby. Pretty generous call, but either way, it's 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. Here comes the Canton offense to set up shop. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. So he stopped for no gain. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. These two teams all tied after 1. Ready for the 2nd quarter, and it's our visitors with the football. As they've got it with a 3rd down and less than a yard. And the tight end goes in motion left. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
43 yards on the punt, return of 4, and it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground, and they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10. At the 36-yard line.
Back to throw. Jones. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. And this offense on 3rd down today, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Jones. That is caught. Room to maneuver at the 35. And finally down at the 32-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds it for the 1st down.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
At the 34-yard line.
Up the middle they go. Bishop. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Over the middle, complete. That's Bishop. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the 1st down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
And his kick is indeed good, and they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Here comes the Canton offense to set up shop. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Wide open receiver, complete. Touchdown! A great play there. 75 yards. And his guys get the quick strike touchdown. Well, Charles, kind of the future of this franchise on display right there. You had a rookie throwing it, a rookie catching it, and taking it into the end zone.
Could you imagine if we were in the owner's box right now and we could look at the front office and see the grins on their faces, to see the present making plays and knowing what the future will bring with these youngsters going out and making big-time moments happen for this team.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will wrangle them down a couple yards shy of the 30. Omaha's offense back out for another series. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. To throw again on 2nd down. Jones, and his throw's going to be incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Well, they came up with points in their first 2 possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here on their 3rd drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return, and out will come the offense as they take over. Here comes the Canton offense to set up shop. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Throwing left side, it's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25.
2nd and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a 1st down.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22.
A gain of 4 yards. And the Canton 1st down.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try to pick up another 1st down.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a 1st down.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. They're going to look to throw. And he is going to go down back at the 11-yard line. A big win there defensively on 2nd and goal, a loss of 7, and it brings up 3rd. They'll set up a throw. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
I certainly like what he did right there because he smartly wanted to avoid forcing anything downfield because nothing appeared to be open. Nice harmless slide there to avoid the big hit, and he gets a small gain on the play.
And this one is right through. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the two teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Now here's the Omaha offense getting set to go now. They find themselves down 17-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards the pickup there.
What an intelligent play as he found open grass and uncovered quickly. A nice clutch play to move the chains. The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Bishop, and they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Back to throw. Jones. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive continues.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
On 1st down, it's Bishop. He fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down. This is 2nd and 8.
Well, not a huge game there as we head towards the 2-minute warning. It'll be interesting to me to see what they decide to do after the timeout.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. From the 33, here's a 2nd and 8. Looking to throw. Jones. He finds his man, complete. That's Bishop. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Back to throw again. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Bishop. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
And his pass incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
They'll look to throw again. And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete. And they will get to him at the 7 and stop him short of the 1st down marker. They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down. They'll try and run for it. A strong running. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. Back to throw. Jones. And he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. A great effort there. With his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up.
I don't think it's any state secret to know what they were saying before the start of this drive. Let's go and punch one in the end zone and go into the halftime feeling a heck of a lot better about ourselves. Let's go get this done.
Yeah, tie things up, and then you get a brand new ball game. Extra point right down the middle. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. That one was an extended drive. 14 plays all told. 17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. One more go for this offense in the first half. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And that is incomplete.
Had no command that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. That one out wide and intercepted. He may go. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Charles, you can just see the frustration on the sideline. Safe to say that's not how they expected this series to go. The ball only went one way, and it was backward into their own end zone, courtesy of the pick 6.
And, Brandon, how often do we hear offenses tell us before a game they want to end every series with a kick, right? A punt, a PAT, or a field goal? In case of a defense, they want to end with a punt or a takeaway. And we saw the takeaway right there, and it turned out to be a takeaway that turned into 6 points.
Extra point splits the uprights, and they will take a 7-point lead. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And with only 9 seconds remaining, with not much time, we'll see how they play this. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. 2nd and 5. This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the 2nd quarter. They'll throw now on the final play. He's going to loft this one deep left sideline. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. That's right to the 3rd quarter and continue this midseason contest. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the 3rd quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the 2nd half, How about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
Oh, and they sent the man in motion too late. This is going to be a delay.
Delay of game, offense.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Still second down.
Now a handoff up the middle. Trent, and he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Across midfield. He's on his way. And what a return as he brings this all the way back down to the 20-yard line. Tough one there. First drive of the third quarter, throw an interception, and now a chance that they could be in even a bigger hole if they can convert this into points.
Yeah, but how good do you feel if you're that defensive coordinator right now? Because you just know that the head coach looked at him and said, turn him loose, big man. And he'd be able to take a few extra chances playing with this type of a lead, and boy, it paid off.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They take over here with good field position thanks to that nice return after the interception as they're already in the red zone, 1st and 10. Jones throwing to start the drive. Over the middle, it's complete. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be second down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 14-yard line.
Off the bootleg, Jones. And a quick throw here, that's complete. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal.
When the offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. It'll go as nearly a loss of 10 on 1st and goal, so a disaster there. It goes as a 9-yard loss on the sack.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Looking to throw. Jones. Throw left side complete. That's Bishop. Just a gain of a couple there. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and goal.
A 2-yard pickup brings up 3rd and goal.
Operating from the gun. Jones. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, whatever was said in the locker room during the break must have worked. They forced the turnover. They didn't get the touchdown, Charles, but it does translate into 3 points to begin this second half.
Exactly as they discussed in the locker room at halftime. Get some points to get things kick-started. Now start your half off with some momentum. Gives you something to build on for your next possession.
And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Thrown out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. This one is stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. 2 yards to go, 2nd down. Back to throw here. This one left side, caught by Patterson. Still going inside the 20. And finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line. A huge play there on the screen pass. 45 yards. The offense has to love that because that was just a dump down, and then he turned something out of seemingly nothing.
And the best quarterbacks understand that dumping it down is often a good play, a better play than even what was drawn up.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. They'll look to throw here. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
And it's caught. Touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And his guys are able to make this a close game again. There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw, what, a touchdown strike?
There you go. That's my man, in concert.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is down to a field goal. So the drive there took 6 plays. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. And he'll get this up to about the 40. 43 yards rushing for him now to this point. They'll come up on a 2nd and 4 now from the 40-yard line. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. From the gun on 3rd down, Jones. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. That, I believe, will put him over 100 yards receiving for the game. Yes, it will. And he's got a 1st down to boot. Going old reliable there to the slot on 3rd down.
And the slot position has become the bane of just about every defense's existence, because how do you cover? Do you go with the bigger guy to try and use size? You got to try to go with the quicker guy, and sometimes you even get out quick there. Very difficult to match up with that slot receiver. That's why they keep going back to him.
And he's had the hot hand. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. Well, good hands there defensively, and 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Now Jones. Wide open receiver complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Throwing, Jones. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6.
Holding offense.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Back to throw. Jones. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Call it a gain of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd down at the 28-yard line.
Looking to throw. Jones over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
And this is going to be incomplete.
Smart move to throw that one away. You're in field goal range, so you definitely don't want to be loose with the ball. And that's great work by this defense to force a 4th down.
And this one is right down the middle. And that will double their lead as it's up to 6. A 2nd field goal here in this 3rd quarter, and his 3rd of the game so far.
He's been an important part of the offense, that's for sure. And they may need him again before this one's said and done. So I would treat him like a pitcher throwing a no-hitter. Leave him alone and let him focus.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before that he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way down to the 9. And they rattle off a big one. 48 yards.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. He'll look to throw. That's complete right around the 8. Only a yard in the completion. It's 2nd and goal.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And this will be incomplete.
Anytime a ball is thrown in the middle of the field and is popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch it. Doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And his guys are an extra point away now from taking the lead.
So whatever happened to rookie quarterbacks taking time to adjust to life in the NFL? Because this guy looks like he's been doing it for about, 7 years? 4 touchdown passes? That's not something rookies are supposed to be doing with the ease in which he's doing it.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And that one puts them on top here in the 3rd. That time a 6-play drive. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. And here's the Omaha offense getting set to go now. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Looking left sideline, it's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Back to throw. Jones. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the fourth quarter of play. Back to throw now on first down. Finding Sutton on the out route who makes the catch. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Second down and a yard.
At the 13-yard line.
Up the middle they go. Oh, no, he lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And they had it there so close to the goal line, a chance to take it across, claim the lead here in the fourth. Boy, that was a big, big mistake.
It really was, and as much as I want to give credit to the defense for making a play, I do tend to agree with you. That mistake, that's a chance to go in and take the lead. I mean, you're in great shape, yet you don't take care of the football. Boy, they'll be going over that like crazy in the upcoming weeks.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Here comes the Canton offense to set up shop. They get the crucial turnover, just huge, but now they've got the football deep in their own territory, and you got to be careful because if you give it right back, there goes your lead.
Have to be extremely happy with their defense. They received the gift. That takeaway, even though they're deep in their own territory, now they have the football. And you know there's always that alpha on defense, that grouchy guy. Forget what the coaches said. I'll guarantee you, he told the quarterback, we just took care of you. Now you take care of us.
Better ball security, but not much else to show for it. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great effort there. His first rushing touchdown on the year as his guys are able to regain the lead.
Sometimes you get a first and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9 yard line and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on first down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots at going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
And so they run it in on the 2-point try. You know, so often, Charles, we talk about from the offense's perspective what you do on the 2-point conversion. How about the defense? How do they play run versus pass?
It's really difficult for them because I think most teams want to play for the pass. That's what they see most teams do. And so are you able to mass enough people inside if the team decides to run it? Very difficult. I think what you're seeing a lot more now, people blitzing the 2-point conversion. They want you to make a quick decision and make it right now.
There, the offense wins the battle for 2. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. This offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time. And shedding the tackle, and now some room. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
And He's got his big wide receiver complete. With that last completion, CD's now over 400 yards passing in the game, and quite a few of those have come via some pretty big strikes downfield. Certainly not afraid to challenge this secondary, and it's been successful.
I like your observation there, partner, because I agree. This is a group more than capable of torching a secondary any week, as evidenced by their combined stat line here. And in the time we have remaining, wouldn't shock me at all to see them take another deep shot.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And this is going to fall to the ground, incomplete. That very nearly their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down. Looking to throw. That's to the sideline and incomplete.
What will look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
Like any team playing, they're looking for touchdowns to try and help their cause. But in this case, he does get them a little closer at least if they think a field goal turns out to be the better call here.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Now, 4th down pass play doesn't work out. And as a result, possession switches hands. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down of this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2. If they get into a 3rd situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back. His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Now a handoff up the middle. It's Bishop. 58 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
That's a nice run to get himself back on the horse after his fumble. Nothing spectacular, but a good confidence-building run.
In motion goes the tight end. Jones now from the gun on 3rd down. And he's going to be a yard short. Needed 4, but got 3. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Price. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give him a short yardage situation here for 2nd down. Patterson, he'll try it up the middle. And he stopped immediately there. Officially, it's no gain on the play, and they'll remain a few inches shy of a first with 3rd down looming. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. They're looking at 3rd and the nose of the football. Up the middle they go. Trent, and he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll bring the tight end in motion right. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Over the middle, complete. That's Price. So the completion good for 7 there, and it's 2nd down. On play action, they'll throw. And that went to the right side and incomplete.
Oh, this defense knows fourth quarter, they need to make a play. That one was right for the taking. Could have changed the complexion of the ball game, but it winds up incomplete.
On third down, Trent, and he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a fourth down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
They bring their punter out there now as he'll kick it away for the second time. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. And here's the Omaha offense getting set to go now. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. Here's Jones, throwing to start the drive. Throwing middle, and it's complete.
Jones pass, complete to number 88. 10 yards on the pickup. It's second and inches at the 30-yard line.
An ideal spot here to get a first down and try to run some more clock, and this is second and less than a yard. They'll try the left side. It's Bishop, and he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
They'll keep it on the ground. Bishop has some good hard running there as he'll push his way forward for about 5. Well, at this stage, that's exactly what you want offensively. Good run on first down, stay in bounds, keep that clock rolling.
And look at that play chart that the play caller has in his hands right now. That's what you got to focus in on because that's divided up by sections. And right now, he's looking at that 4-minute offense section. What running plays do we have to bleed down the clock and take care of the football? Right now, they're executing really well.
Delay of game, offense.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Still second down.
So the delay of game penalty moves it back 5. That makes it second and 10. Operating from the gun, Jones. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
Brings up third down.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They're facing a critical third down now as they try to hold on to this lead. Looking to throw. Jones able to find the open man. That's complete. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up first and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Bishop. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Now second and 5. They'll try the left side. Kirkpatrick. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. 8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on third down. Up the middle they go. It's Bishop. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
They'll come up first and 10 here. back to throw. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The lines move there. Look like nobody open. Now second down. Final minute of play. Here's 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. It's caught inside the 25. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute. And what a throw that was, Charles. You think about the situation, close game, 4th quarter, rookie quarterback. He doesn't seem fazed one bit.
So much for bright lights, big city, and will he wilt? Not at all. The stage not too big, the moment not too big at all. They needed points on that series, and not only did he produce a touchdown drive, but how about finishing it off with a big play that only adds to the momentum that they've already established.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good, and we are tied here in the 4th quarter. This one, all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute as the kick's away here. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The home team's offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the 4th quarter. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he...
Oh, look at this! It's intercepted! And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. And we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the 4th quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Majors used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
Here comes the Canton offense to set up shop. They, of course, tie game, would like to avoid overtime if they could.
And a lot of people would go ahead and play it safe here and get to overtime and try and win it there. But, you know, sitting up here in the booth,
take some gambles.
I say let's go for this thing, try and push it, and maybe catch the defense back on their heels a bit.
See if they do that. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. He made his only attempt earlier. This for the win. And his kick is good. And they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one, because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to a one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. In this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So for Canton, they continue to be one of the best teams around as they move to 10-2. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Omaha, it was a win they needed to turn the season around, but instead, they fall to 5-7. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.